Ni sewing ka basakan di kon Meghalaya News 24 channel onaram sakswa. Tani khoborang de. Sampurnata abhiyan ko Ribohoi district ko aba singate onaha. Aru yan India ko National Institute ni gita dengthangatan baksana namdabat na inga. Ya program ko Parish Hall nongpo ngataha. Aru ya program ko ngatbatang somayo. Ribohoi district nongpo ni MLA Meralborn CM. Jurang MLA Sostine Sutun. Umray MLA Damanbait Lamareba Bakra ha. Public Health Engineering Contractors and Suppliers Association, PHE Minister Marquis N. Marak, Shillong Water Supply Scheme ni ginigapa phase ko kam ka na local contractor ang naon na ha. Ya kamrang ko kagapa, kam karong gaparang nga, aru ya kam ko Meghalaya adok ni aphalong gapa mandirang na doon jawa ni aga nang ha. Association ni memorandum mo jana pani kita de, ya kamrang local contractor ang na agri adok ni chadamberang na ba thangka paisa ni kita daksakan ni kun gen ani aga nang ha. Wasan oi gi ja jana pani kita de, New Shillong Water Supply Scheme ni ginigpa phase na crore hajal rachasa sotokuni khoba jakhana chanchinga ni aga nang ha.
You see this is we call the New Shillong Water Supply Scheme. Okay, the cost amount of this is around 1,500 crores, and around 500 crores it involved with the equipments, machine that automatization that we cannot do also from the locals. We had a meeting with the high authority from the PHE department, so we get a clear briefing from that only. That is what we are content with that, and we like our principle is that like we don't want to take the work which we cannot do also as the local contractors. We invite the outside companies to do it for the development of the state. But regarding the second phase, around 100 crores, that around 1,000 crores, that work can be allowed to the locals control. We are much experienced on that also. Since the government knows us, we are the backbone of the states. We are the backbone of the state. That is what we said regarding those work. The government, through department, they should contribute at work. They should divide work among all the contractors. Like it should be in a transparency way.
Adok Cabinet Budpar Salu, Meghalaya Public Communication Policy Hajalgani Kholgruk Briko Rachakaha. Ya dengthang manchagapa policy, kam kaani bewalrang ko niroken, aru yano manderang baksa sorkari ni nangram grukani ba dungen. Wanaki ya policy manderang na tik ongi kam kaani bewalrang ni gemenba uyatani ko ngen.
Up today was the approval for the Meghalaya Public Communication Policy 2024, and I'm sure you all are aware about this also because there's some consultation was done with the media also, and as you're aware that this policy is pending for a long time in the sense that the DIPR has not really been able to perform in an optimum manner and be able to do the different responsibilities and activities that the DIPR should be doing, and hence this particular policy will now streamline the entire strategy in which the government to people connect and the government to people communication, the different aspects of having the different infrastructures and different systems in place, small things like having different spokespersons in different departments, important departments to give immediate information to the press, and all these other aspects are there. I don't think there'll be enough time for me to go through all the provisions of this particular policy, but as I said, it is mainly meant to kind of give a proper direction towards the communication between government and the citizens, and to also increase the overall trust and transparency in the system, and that's why this policy has been brought in, and this policy today was approved by the cabinet.
Adok Cabinet Budpar Salu, Meghalaya State Housing Board aru granting voluntary retirement scheme rang ko employer rang na bonat na thik kaha.
Another important decision that the cabinet took today was the decision to dissolve the Meghalaya State Housing Board and of granting the voluntary retirement scheme to the employees of the Meghalaya Housing Board. As you're aware that this is a long pending decision, and a lot of the employees in the housing board have been requesting that this be done at the earliest. There were some calculations to be made and certain areas to be kind of ironed out. So all those things have been done, and this agenda was brought to the cabinet today, and the cabinet has approved this particular proposal to dissolve the Meghalaya State Housing Board and to grant voluntary retirement scheme to the employees of the Meghalaya State Housing Board.
National People's Party ni National President Skorong Minister Konat K Sangmani Budpar Salo Yatani Gitade Rebayangpa Gambigre by election na candidate ni Bimungrangko Ngapani Bidengo Party ni National Committee na miti ka kujainga ni agana ha Uniya Katarangko agana ni muksungani de Uni jikpa metap chandi sangma ya by election o susagen ma ane singani Bidengo inga
Well, we have received a recommendation from the state committee of the National People's Party, but the National Committee has not yet sat down. So only once the National Committee sits down will the proposal that has been sent by the State Committee be finalized. So we are still waiting for that. So it will be difficult for me to give a reply right now.
Skorong Minister Konat K Sangmani agana ni gitade Chibana Riani Garo Hills Plain Bell Jolo Kengini aro Sanshina Nangani Gipang Inga Nakyong Ingon Adoko Ningtakija Makajame Wania Sel Ya Biaprango Chibana Ri Sak Hazal Kolachigani Mandirangna Nikaniko Rabaha Wanagi Skorong Minister Konat K Sangmani agana ni gitade Adoko Adita Salrangna de Chini Tangdoani Kominga ha Neba Koborna Uyataha
When the day I visited, the situation was quite serious and the water levels were quite high. As I said last time, that almost 32,000 people were affected, but of course the administration was very swift. You are aware that we had already anticipated this kind of situation, and so we had made arrangements in terms of relief material and manpower and different kind of things that need to be provided. Of course, this is a large exercise, so there could be small issues that could have come up here and there, but at large, we were able to more or less give relief to majority and large number of individuals, and almost everybody was covered. In the last few days, the rains have reduced. The density of the intensity has gone down, so the water level also has decreased, and so slowly we are expecting that normalcy will return, and people will most probably be able to go back to their homes.
Skorong Minister Konat K Sangma Budpar Salo labor rangi document rangko sandirikete nirokna darang naba bulko onja ani agana ha Uniya ko agana ni muksungani de pressure group rangni aphalo ni rebaingpa labor rangni work permit rangko sandi nirokna drae dakna mani gaman inga Skorong Minister ni agana ni gita de niyam ko jakor ani darang ni bulon onja aruya ko rasak naba manja ndak yong ingon Yan Yamrang ni Bidingo police rang sa Jakurai Kamrang ko Kagen ani agana ha.
So you have got a lot of facts incorrect. Let me just mention that to you. Number one, nobody is authorized to check these papers. That's number one, and nobody can. Of course, there are incidents where individuals go or organizations go and all, but that is not as per the law. So therefore, they are completely on the wrong side of the law when they go and check. And just to inform that the government and the police has in fact filed cases against 4 cases have been filed, FIRs have been filed against different organizations who have done this in the past few days. Number 2, you've mentioned that that individuals have or organizations have mentioned that government has failed to implement the ILP. There is the question of implementing the ILP doesn't arise because ILP has not been passed or not been implemented or not been enforced in the state of Meghalaya. We have passed a resolution in the state assembly that urging the government of India to implement the ILP in the state, but that has not been cleared yet. So the question of not implementing it doesn't arise. That's number 2. MRSSA is a fact again. You are aware that we had passed the MRSSA, made the amendments in it, but it was at the governor's level, and governor had then sent it or mentioned that it should be sent to the central government, Home Ministry, for President's assent, and accordingly we had sent it. They had sent back and asking us to look into different aspects, which again we are examining those aspects and seeing how to move forward, because there are a lot of points that were mentioned by government then. So the question of non-implementation doesn't arise. Regarding the question of different projects being stalled, no project has been stalled because of this kind of checks, whatever they call it. I wouldn't call it checks. They are just simply coming and intervening and trying to disturb these projects, which is not correct. These projects, whatever projects are going on, are in the interest of the state and the people. If anybody has any concerns and issues, they should follow and they should ask the departments to find out and give a list. And of course, if anybody has any concerns, we're ready to inform and give them the information. But as I said, taking the law in their own hands and going and do the checking, social checking or whatever they may call it, is something that is actually not at all acceptable. And as I said, as per law and the provisions of the law, the police will take necessary action.
Dalni khoborang di yarangsan khoborang ni gaban nambate winas kinchmode Meghalaya news24.com oni ko ni nagta mangen sakanti ko ni sohani na mathela